when it comes to designing a lesson for your reading group, I really want you to try and be as dynamic as you can be, as engaging as you can be. You cannot come to your reading group with just a guided reading book and a piece of paper and pencil. It just doesn't reach all the kids. It makes them think, oh God, I'm reading again. I'm going to have to write again. This is my arsenal that I come to a reading group with. And it might not look like something you might want to use in a reading group. What happens is that kids I'm going to give you an example. I have, in this particular reading group, I have a little girl who's apraxic, can't speak at all, comes with a Dynavox. I have a little boy who's selectively mute, who won't speak to you unless you pay him. And 2 or 3 other kids in this reading group that are rather quiet. This group would be like pulling teeth, and you're trying to get them to answer a question, So, there's a lot of different ways that I'm going to attack this particular group that's going to be different than the group that's very active and you have to sit them down and staple them to their seats. I'm going to go back to the quiet group. I'm going to have crayons, whiteboard markers, whiteboards, highlighters, erasers, pencils, all sorts of things, so that some of these kids, it's language processing. So I'm going to have them either draw a picture, write a word in color, give me something so that they have a starting point. With the little girl with the Dynavox, what I had was the others programming sentences in her box, especially the kid who was selectively mute. He loved using her box. The girl who couldn't speak didn't care because she's had it since she was 2. And they were all gathered around this little piece of technology, and they were generating sentences and they were responding to text. I also like to be dramatic. If you're going to read, the words need to make meaning. So if you're reading Stone Fox and the little boy is at the bell tower and the bell tower is going to strike 6 and the dog lurches forward and the boy almost topples backwards and they're off and running. Somebody's going to be the dog. Somebody's going to be the bell tower. Somebody's going to be using those vocabulary words to say, all right, the dog lurched forward, and that's going to happen. So it becomes a really dynamic scene, and the words come to life. And that's when kids really say, oh, I'm going to reading group, and not, oh my God, I got to read.